So this is, I don't know what you want to call this, day one of waiting. So the shop opens at 7. It's now 6:45. So I'm not going to walk in there at 1 minute after 7. It's just been my experience that they're not even awake. You know, they're still having their morning coffee, talking about last night's game and shooting shit, and they're not interested in doing business. And if you walk in, generally you walk in, and it's almost like you're invading their territory. I don't know. It's funny how it works, but it's like you're invading their territory, or you're inconveniencing them. So I've always found that if a business, especially these shops, especially the big dealerships, if they open at 7, 5 after, 10 after 7, unless there's a lineup at the door to get in the place, and in this case there isn't yet, not yet, then I'll go. But I give them till about 10 after 7, let them have their morning smoke, finish their coffee, blah blah blah. So I don't know how long this is going to take. I've made some calls in the event they don't have one, and they pull the, well, it's going to be 2 or 3 days. Well, I hate to tell you, no, it's not, because I can get one from Canada, and I got a guy coming right by here. Jeremy's coming right by here, and he can pick one up and bring it to me, and he can have it here for me either by tomorrow. By tomorrow, he can have it here. So if it's a 2 or 3 day wait because they're waiting to get one, then I can get one faster than that. So I've already made some preliminary, just a couple of calls going, hey, can we get this? Do you have that? Do you have that part number? Blah, blah, blah. I do want them to take a look at this first and make sure that, this guy's diagnostics was done correctly. And I think it is. Obviously, the water pump's there and there's coolant pissing out of it. Pretty good indicator that your water pump's shot. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. We got, it's almost 10:02, so we'll give these guys a minute or so, and we'll get back to you. I was looking over there though. They've got a brand new 2023 Western Star over there, and they've got a brand new 2023 Cascadia over there. Maybe while I'm waiting, I'd like to maybe get the keys and take a look inside those. I've not been in one of the Western Stars, although standing on the running board, standing on the side step, looking in the driver's side, it's identical to my Cascadia, like the console and everything. All the gauges are in the same place. Everything's in the same place. So, but anyway, I'd like to get into it and take a look at it. So with that, we'll get back to you in a bit, okay? All right, so we're off to a pretty good start. 7:05 went in. By 10 after, I was checked in. I took all my information in with me, so we weren't running back and forth. Tip to guys, new guys, when you got your new trucks, before you go in and see these guys, always take your mileage and your VIN with you. Those first things, they don't care about your name. They don't care about nothing. All they want is the mileage and the VIN on that truck. After that, they'll talk to you. So take your mileage and your VIN in with you when you go. So we're checked in. Everything's good. They're going to have to come out and fill the truck with probably just with water, just to get it over into the shop, because there's nothing in it. She's emptied out right into their parking lot. I kind of feel bad about that. Not really, not really. And the guy says, well, you might have caught a break. We don't seem to be that busy. I don't know what not that busy around here means. So I don't know. Does that mean I'm going to be here a day, half a day, 2 days, 5 days? He was saying that this is a really, really busy dealership because it's in the heart hub of this area. Like Detroit is just down the road. Port Huron, Windsor is just down the road. I'm basically in the middle, in between. I'm right on 94, so it is a busy area. I can understand him saying that. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's got because of the warranty package that I have the I don't know what you want to call it, like the diamond package. I don't know. They have to meet certain expectations for diagnostics and whatnot with the truck. So they've only got so much time to get the truck in, get it looked at, get the diagnosis done, and give me the parts available, whether the parts are readily available or not. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, as I pointed out yesterday, there's a Tim Hortons over there. I'm going to it, eh? I'm going to do that to you every time I talk about Tim Hortons. It's going to be, every time I say the word Tim Hortons, they're going to follow it up with the word A. So we're going to go over to Tim Hortons, eh? And we're going to get an extra large double and a jalapeno bagel toasted with herb and garlic. You guys getting dizzy from me walking around? I'm getting fucking dizzy walking around. All right, so we're just going to kind of record this endeavor here. Truck hasn't gone in, but we'll see. All right? See you in a bit. Whew. Well, we'll see how well it does. The young kid's taking it in. We'll see if she wants to explode. I don't know if I'd be willing. I don't know if I'd be doing that. All he did was put 5 gallons of water in it. Now look at the water pissing out the bottom of this thing. He's gonna lose 5 gallons before he gets it, long before he gets it into that. Oh, you should smell it. Go on, kid, get it done. My father always said, if you're gonna light the house on fire and burn it, just make sure you burn it right to the floor. Give her hell, son, give her hell. Oh, look at the leak. Okay, so that's just from right now. And look at the trail this thing's leaving. He said on the way out here, he said he put 5 gallons of coolant into it. Or 5 gallons of water into it. I guarantee you right now, he just dropped at least 2.5, 3 gallons of water. Look at, there it is. Look at the trail of water. That's how bad this thing's leaking. Nice. Whew. Now the shitty thing is, now I'm kind of obligated to go sit in their driver's lounge. So let's go see what kind of facilities they have here. Oh, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. All right, so they give you a washroom, they give you a TV. I don't know what the hell that is, but at least they give you comfy chairs, or at least they look comfy, so. Well, we'll hang out here for a bit, see what we can do. Wait and hear what they say. Oh, something to read. Anybody need to know how to bake a pie? I tell you what, I'll read that book and I'll bake a pie and I'll make a video about it. So, another tip, if you're new to this, you're an owner-operator and your truck's in the shop, and in some cases, yes, they've only got a certain amount of time due to, whatever your warranty says or whatever their policies are. But once they've got you in, like in my case, they only had 2 hours to get it in, get it diagnosed, check the availability for parts, blah, 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 blah. But once they've done that and they've confirmed everything, then you fall into the queue with everybody else. Nothing you can do about it, right? You fall into the queue with everybody else. So if it's a really, really busy day or a really, really busy place, you could be there a while. Now, the time now is 1:30 in the afternoon. It's been in there since, I don't know, about 8:30 something this morning. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm about to go check with the service and just to see where we stand. I do know that they did already come and say, yes, it was a water pump, and yes, it's under warranty. So I am finding out, I already know that. It's just a matter of getting the job done. How much work do they have ahead of me? So I'm gonna go find that out now. But the lesson here is just be patient. I could start jumping up and down. I could start screaming and yelling. I could be, Jesus Christ, you've been here for this amount of time. It's gonna do nothing. it will do absolutely nothing. It'll just piss them off, and then they'll take your file and they'll put it one more down and put one on top of you. Don't piss them off. They've got a job to do, just like you do. They don't want to hold you up any more than you want to be held up. So anyway, let's go see what they're doing. Bummer. They don't have the part. They thought they had the pump, the water pump. They don't have the water pump. So what they've done is they've had to order it. And we are looking at 2 days, possibly 3, but 2 for sure. It's on what they call critical back order. There's the part number. Critical back order. Now, unfortunately for me, in Canada, today's a holiday. So all the dealerships are closed. Because a buddy of mine, he's coming through here tomorrow. So being Monday, they're all closed now. The dealership, the guy, the service advisor was really good about this. He felt bad, and he said he was sitting there with me, and he showed me all the dealerships that he'd reached out to, and and there's nobody's got it, so there's nothing they can do. So that sucks. You know, can't do anything about it. It's a pump is a pump is a pump. If they don't have it, they don't have it. But I do have a better chance of maybe finding it in Canada. And Jeremy's starting basically up in Cornwall. So there's the dealership in Cornwall. There's the dealership in Belleville. There's the dealership in Mississauga. There's the dealership, the Freightliner dealership in London. There's the Freightliner dealership in Windsor. And I think there's one in Port Huron or Sarnia. So there's 5 that he has to drive right past tomorrow. So I will be on the phone first thing tomorrow morning. 7 o'clock. And I will be calling all of those, because if he can pick that up and bring it to me, at least I can be out of here tomorrow if he can get me the pump here tomorrow. Otherwise, it looks like I now have to start looking for a hotel in the area. I don't imagine there's probably one around somewhere. But I was saying to Dar earlier, it's going, I don't even know how to order. I don't know. When was the last time I took a cab or an Uber? I don't even know how to order an Uber. How fucking sad is that? I can't order an Uber. Oh well. So that's where we're standing. We're looking at 2 days. Again, you know what? I can lose my shit. I'm a little upset that maybe they couldn't have told me this a little sooner. I'm sure they knew about this. You know, when they first started and they realized they didn't have the right one here and they started looking for it, maybe they could have told me, said, look, we don't have one here, and we're gonna do our best looking for it, instead of leaving me sitting here for 3 or 4 hours while they looked. And then when they exhausted all possibilities, then they told me they didn't have one and blah 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 blah. But oh well, like I said, there's no sense in me losing my shit. It's not like I can go jump in my truck and say fuck you and leave. So that's where it's at. But I will say this, on a good note, at least I didn't bounce mine off a curb and lose it for 35 days, sitting at the dealership. I don't know anybody that did that. Bounced their International. Oh, I have a Freightliner, that's right, not an International. Somebody I know bounced their International off a curb, and truck was out of service for 35 days, 40 days. I think it's still out of service. Damn. The name will come to me. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, I'm going to make a couple more phone calls just to double check. Not that I don't trust him, but I am going to double check on a couple of these, and then I'm going to start looking for a hotel. So with that, I'll back at you in a bit. So no part. Got to wait a couple of days. The dealership has been good enough to drive me to the hotel. So that's where we're off to now. Off to the hotel. They actually threw a deal at me. The hotel threw a deal at me. Yes, they felt bad for a stranded Canadian, and the fact that I was a truck driver. Hint to you guys, when you check into a hotel for any reason, even if your truck's not broken down, tell them you're a truck driver. Usually they'll knock about 10% off your rate if you tell them you're a truck driver. and then tell them your truck's broken down and sometimes they'll feel bad for you. But most hotels, they don't advertise, but most hotels actually do have a rate for truck drivers because supposedly we're an essential service. There's another free tip. Anyway, I'll be at the hotel in about 5 minutes here. We're gonna have a shower and bite to eat. We're going live tonight. Watch out for us. Talk to you later. So, just doing a little bit of quick math here. Obviously, when you've got downtime and you're now working, you've lost your load, so you've lost your miles. You've lost that money, so now you're running in the negative. And then so now you got to start, you got to calculate all this. Now you're working hotel rooms into your costs. Like I said, I'm into this hotel for at least 2 days, unless I can get the part out of Canada and have it brought down by JR tomorrow, and then I'm here for at least 2 days. So there's 2 days. God, the American dollar sucks balls, because the room is in US, and then when you convert it, oh shit, what's going on here? Then when you convert it to Canadian, it's like, oh my God, just choking on it. I'm gonna write it off. What's Thor's favorite saying? It is what it is. Not that I really want to go around quoting Thor, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's, you know what? I'm in the hotel. Not a bad little hotel. It's decent. King size bed. Nice little setup. It's actually really big, and it's got a lot of wasted space. It's by Hilton, but myself personally, I don't need something this big. But whatever, it's what it is. So it's the closest one to the dealership. So, and the guy, like you saw, the guys were good enough to drive me over here. So I might be on my own to get back. Don't know. Anyway, that's all I know. I won't know anything else till tomorrow. That's it. That's all. That's all, folks. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, turn on your notifications, beep, 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 you know, get it all done, and we'll see you down the road. We'll check in with you tomorrow morning. Okay. Later, boys and girls.
This is how we do it. This is how